Hello and happiest of days to you folks. I hope you are having just an incredibly awesome day today. One of the best you've ever had in your entire life. For you folks. And so today is my 15th and even number of Let's Plays, and that sort of the thing too. This is for for the Fantasyland Sandbox mode with finances for Planet Coaster 2. They recently had a DLC released about a month ago called the Sorcery pack that I picked up and that sort of thing too. And did my review of it a couple weeks ago. And I have been playing a bunch of Let's Plays for you folks that are in this theme. This is the first fantasy theme I can never remember for any sort of from Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 on, right? And that sort of thing too. And I've always been a big fan growing up of the fantasy genre, from Salvatore to Tolkien to Moorcock, right, and that sort of a thing too. But basically, one of the things that I wanted to do for you, so I figured it'd be nice for me to do a fantasy part and that sort of a thing too. I've always, starting in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, have created, after finishing the scenarios or the game's career mode from Architect on, I have done something called fantasy. It's a large theme, and it's divided into sub-themes, right? And that sort of thing too. So people enter, it's 12 actually. People enter here into this section of for things more for kids, all adult rides, family rides, and they're all themed around fairies, storybooks, and that sort of thing too. And so I started off with a heart at about 10k, and that sort of thing too. And then over here would be more traditional fantasy or epic fantasy, like Lord of the Rings. Over here would be the gothic horror section. Over here we're currently building Atlantis, and then over here would be mythic, and that sort of thing too. And so over the first few weeks, I first built this over here. See this. I'm sorry. I was hoping to click on that better. this merry-go-round, and then the teacups there too. Those were built first on the first week. My first 10k plus infrastructure, and then I waited a couple hours. We weren't making any money. I figured that we probably need to bring in some people, because a lot of these early rides have issues with actually making money, turning profits, right? And that sort of a thing too. So the next week, I took a loan out and I actually bought this junior coaster that also came with this DLC too here, and we got a good amount of money from it too. Not the best, but then the church came with it too. It was hopefully to be the money maker, if you recall. And it is. I mean, $12.50. That's a lot of bucks. Sorry, but you get the idea. Then after that happened, the next thing that I then did was I took out a loan for this flying coaster that's also in this DLC too. And then the next week I was supposed to just decorate it. And then I took out a loan. Doesn't make it that much money, but it's alright. But now, and then I picked up this Ferris wheel style big wheel here. And then after that, I then spent some money for this star wheel here. That sort of thing too. Gosh, it's alright, not the worst in the world. After we decorated, and then after that, I took some money out for this wooden roller coaster here. That's all ages. It's called. It's in the game. I didn't build it myself. I'm not that great at building coasters. And then it was called Splintery, so I renamed that Lion's Splinter, which is based on the Lion's Paw myth by Aesop. And then, or you might call it Fable. It's fine. And then I built. I thought that was going to be into a good place fiscally, so I built this. I had about 13,000, so I spent out, I think like about 9,500 for a loan for this blind mice to really sort of solidify myself, which is a wild mouse coaster, but it wasn't making me anything. So $3.50, that's just nothing, right? To be made from those things. And then after that was done, I then turned myself to just building up this sun flare and that station, that bumper cars, and then finishing out with some nice wild rides that actually, were making me some money, right? And that sort of thing too. These wild rides that are on theme, that tilt the wall here, in the center here, and then you can see it here. Yeah, it's 12 and a half bucks. 12 bucks. That's good money. Very flowing, good money here, and almost 10 bucks. And here at this, I'm sorry, and then over here that was a twister. Over here's the tiny out. And then I finished out just by decorating it. And that actually increased the price and building of that slide over there too. And then opening up this Atlantis section for you folks. So the first thing I did here in Atlantis was I built this log flume. You can see here for you folks, and you can also to sort of open it up. It's actually making me tons of money if you recall. Right on the one. And then I built the pools, and then yesterday the sides, 3 sides. For you folks, and then you can see all that sort of thing too. Now over here is more of an AD&D, and so I want to show you all the stuff that I built recently, and that sort of a thing too, or last night, and how I name things and that sort of thing too. So yesterday I did build a staff office over here. I'm sorry, staff home over here too. It's a large one. I call it the Atlantis staff room, just as heads out. Got some folks over there right now. Over here, I talked about eating more shopping and drinks at the end of yesterday, and so I did build something called Just a Memento right there too. It's called Mermaids Mementos, which makes sense. I was originally called Mermaids Merchandise, but I thought Mementos would have made more sense in such an issue. And then over here is thus, because I could change, Mermaids Merchandise to something else. Right. And then over here I built the slush hour, which is actually the first time I've ever built a slush hour. I just didn't realize that. Slushy machine. And here you can see that is the. I'm sorry, I need to zoom in here. I figured it'll be right there too, but it's not. They all became part of that. So the slush hour here, renamed to the. Sorry, let's try here. Siren Slushes, which I think is a pretty good name. And then over here is the juice store, which I named Triton's Refresher. For you folks, you can see, I thought that those nice cool things would be nice things to sit over here, in addition to the usual, right? And that sort of thing too. And then I built these 3 slides, and that sort of thing too. So let's see. Over here, you can see this is the first slide I built. And that sort of thing too. This was it's pretty large and pretty pricey too. And then I named it the Kraken's Mall with those 2 Kraken pieces too. And here, let me just show you what they look like, because I think you'll like it. Move it. Ready? Great. Isn't that nice? It's very nice. And they go up and down too. So that's fun. And then after that's done, and that sort of a thing too, you can see that's getting me a bunch of cash too. At $50 per ride. I mean, that's just a massive amount. And then over here, I built yesterday this slug flume here. I opened up for you folks, and this is a racing log flume. And you can see here it's called, I changed it to the Sunken City slot, and there are 3 of them here too, and they're each making, I think, just a few dollars each. I was hoping to build a 3rd on camera, but because we were having issues, placing the rides physically in the map, right? I had started to place this mat slide over here too for a pretty pricey cost. You can check it out here. You can check it out here and see all that good stuff here. This is line 2 for you folks. And this I then moved to Carib. This is plunge. Now here's something. Now I did unfortunately put it a little closer to Just as a heads up. So this is something you'll want us to do. You can closer to right about on the thing, and they brought people in from the side of that entrance. The problem with that is that a lot of people just got stuck here, right? And that's a little thing too. Because here yesterday while I was on camera, I built that, and so you want to push that back so people aren't getting stuck between your eyes. Just so it's here's how much I'm making from this. Just a quick show. All that. I forgot to open that. Sorry. That's weird. Did I do that to all of them? Or just that one? Maybe that's why it's telling me there's no sense of that. I thought I'd say that after doing that. I do remember opening these up. I just finished that, obviously. And then here you can see the price for each of these is about $5. A little more. That's everything we do. Alright. And the only other thing I did was to build a bathroom over here, which I named the Lane Ablutions, and then some of those benches and bands, and that's around here, right? And so something weird has happened. I don't know if you've noticed. You can see when you load a game, it takes a while, about maybe 10 or 15 minutes, for your park rating to get to a good place, right? And that sort of a thing too. I actually been playing. I actually started this at about 10, 15, just to make sure. I'm gonna have a quick skip. There it is. It just happened. Well, it's talking about. That's weird. It took like 20 minutes. That's a little over here, so I think. But here we go. You know, we talked last time about what parks had actually needed for the more thirst, 2 of them, and more souvenirs. You know, I haven't even built those. But it's only a couple hours later. We're just making so much money, very little research. So I didn't think it was worth it. But here you can see more. One hunger, still first, and still a souvenir. They still need all that stuff. Lots. So I'll still need to build more of those things. Also, if you take a look here, I also finished paying off all my loans. I just went ahead in there because I was making so much money. And then also I wanted to show my staff what times too, so you can see them here. Staff. All my staff are. I also like to change. Are now making full fair pay, the average pay. I had in order to sort of, because costs were so bad in the early part of the game. But now, we're making, I got it just as up. So, let's get started. Let's start with the building after my little bit of research. And then we'll start the building for your focus. So here, just take a look and see what I can unlock. So do I have any track rides left? Yeah, it's special track rides. These are... they're not bad. They don't come with in the... Actually, no. That's weird. Remember, I have hunting disease, and that sort of a thing too. So I typically will just build rides that come with the game. Or those to core in the early section for like things and such too. So here in the flues, flight rides, we're all done 2. Transports all done 2. That's good. Yeah, but I can get one of those at AD300 and then have 10,000. Or I can grab this coaster over here. Let's see what I got. I think I got one for coasters. Yeah, I can get the alternative list coasters, which are AD300. which look nice, right? Or the special coasters too, which have 3 blueprints, but just one of the ones that come with it. Right? I feel like that middle one right here might be a pretty good one. Kind of like these. You know, I'd originally unlocked these special coasters fast because I wanted to get 2 of those early coasters that would be great, like this spinning wild mouse, since that's pretty pricey. And that sort of thing too. Let me. No, let's just do the one with them. And that sort of thing too. I'll just go ahead and research this. And then the trap rod was the other one, if I recall. This is special. Okay. Alright. Now that is done for you folks. So, I'm just letting you know, I spilled a little bit of pop just then when I grabbed it a little bit from the can. So, sorry about that. So, we're going to spend a little bit of time with that plant. Let's share my keyboard. So, if you see me do some weird stuff here on my keyboard, that's nice. So, yeah, actually, if you recall, when I was recording a couple of ones ago, when I was building the pool, I accidentally I'd accidentally started to I dropped my confidence, so I had to stop recording, and that's a good thing to do. And so you know, that was weird. Yeah. Alright, this all cleaned up, good to go. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and pull down these flames. Now, you also notice that it's now day, so I can now see more. Flintomadines commands. And these are like more like water, so it's just an heads up. Now, so here we're going to be looking at making the customs. Now, as a reminder, here, I'll just show you this pretty quick. The park riding is what I want to get in, right? See that senior rating, which is so good, park rep, is pretty good too. But the attraction prestige and the unique attractions do need to keep that out. And so you can see, here are my unique attractions, and I've got 20 for your focus. Now this game has, after I unlock the flumes, 7 flumes that we can knock out for 7 unique different things, right? And that's sort of the flume too. And so also here, the attraction base. So you can see them here on the custom side of things. And so I built 3 of those yesterday. But those racing ones, or they have a bunch of the same, right? So yeah. And then start things like this body flume up to things like this raft flume, right? Good stuff. And then blueprint side of things. You know, there is a model here called the reverse sticks, where the rubber will help about sort of making sure people can learn how to build these water slides the best way, awesome way, right? And so I built a few like this, relaxing too, but 5.67 cash for a 5.04. I also built this one too. 5. And the ones with the check marker ones I built. The ones with the circles around them I got from somebody else. But I also built this one, the plunge, which is very, very pricey, and that is a body. That's a body. So you want to find, these different sort of things out there. And so the one I got yesterday are double inner tube, mat, and body slide. No body. said, body slide, and then the mat and the double one. Yep, double one. So those are good. So one of the things that we kind of talked about was me doing this raft trip. For if folks, which is a raft, for you folks, we can do it for 10K. We talked about building this right here. It has a really big mouth, right? And that's another thing too. But I could put it like right here. That's not bad. So that's a possibility. So that's the reason I got that space. That's not bad. We could totally do that. And that would be the raft side of things, right? A raft. So, yeah, I kind of like that. And that actually would keep some space open there in the middle, too, right? If we bring it over a little. Yeah, maybe a little more. Yeah, probably a little more like that. That's good. Sure. That was built. Now we're going to start to test this for your folks. And now over here, while that gets tested. Oh, I forgot to ride that ride for you folks. We'll do that too. I wanted to show you the ride. I like the way the rides after this too. Now we're going to build a actually I don't want that right. No, that road. I'm going to move it over a little. Yeah, I'll move it over here in a second. And the first time let's build over here. This would be just a regular pathing tools. Here too. This is the mosaic wood path over there. Just drop it fast. And this is actually my main route. It's all one route. Actually, is that right next to it? That may not be the worst. Actually, go down here. That's not on the lawn. So let's change it up a little bit real fast. Get that done right. Now let's do it again. Pick that up and just move it over a little. Should that be fine? Yep. Is that over here? There you go. Should be fine. Let's just zoom out to make sure that it's all good. I do want to get a little further away. That's good. Right there. A little closer. That's good. It's probably seeing this. Let's check and see. There we go. So I'm thinking I might be seeing that thing over here. It's just as a heads up. Those let's see if I can just move it around a little bit. Are you there? I would like you to listen to them. Let me just try it, see if this works. Delete that. Then delete this stuff. See if that works. That one. Now let's try it again. Just a heads up. So let's not see if it works. Sometimes this can be a little weird. Moving perfect. There's this films. Let's do this. Here. It worked in the exact same place, but I just had to build it. Yeah, it was. Something's getting really sorry. Alright, now that's happening. We'll go ahead and test that. Connect the entrance to the pad. Right here. And then down here, we will just go ahead and expand this path a little more. To get something. I don't want to have it right there in the middle of that ring. Sounds good. And then down here, we will add the path. Before the queue. Sort of a cube that says, I want to land here. So we're just going to choose the arrow. Oh, I don't need that much of words. So we've got the P in there. Sorry about that. Which we're pitching in. Okay. Thank you. I don't need that much. That's fine. Now, the first thing we'll do is we'll ride this, and then I'll go ride the other map mesh. Whichever you do. Yeah, I might want to pull it over a little more. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe a little more. To give myself some room there in the center before I go opening it up. Let's see if I can do that. That's good. This again. This one again. Got the entrance to the pad. I don't need to do that much because most of the people there are going to be, just going up that side. I don't just just a basic connection. It should be fine. Alright. Here we go. Nice car. In the sun. We have a drink to a lot more sun. Yay! It's not bad. Now let's see how much that costs when I open it up. Custom to bargain. That's a lot of cash. Not bad. 15.76 for the raft. I think raft trap isn't the worst idea. Maybe something like trekking trap would be better. So we'll swap over trekking trap. Now that that's good, I'm going to go ahead and put us in. So the next thing that we could put over our head. Let's see how. Now that is a raft. Right? See, about half an hour left. That's good. So I could. That was a raft, mat, body slide, and double inner tube. That's an inner tube flame. That's an outback. Try to do another inner tube flume. Do I have an inner tube flume yet? Let's see. Do I have an inner tube one? Yep. Let's just do a quick little listen. That inner tube here is 9,000, almost 10,000 for a 10,000. That's an inner tube. Now, is that the same inner tube that I built earlier, or one of the other ones in there? There's also an inner tube flame too, some singularity. Did I build one of her earlier? Let's just do a quick check to see. That's in here. Yep, two down on rails, the first one. That's in there too. And then over there, that's a body. So, I have done one. And that's everything to now. Ideally, if you'll recall, I wanted to put these log flumes over here in these sections, not over here on this side. Now, I do have space over here that I kept free, as well as space over here for transport. Let's take a look over here to see what I can do with that. That stuff taken care of. Here is the plunge pool. That's a body flume. Body flumes. The 4.0, that's actually not that bad for its price. Plunge, body flumes, body flumes. It's also the carve. And the body flume here, that's inner tube, but body flumes, what else got? It's inner tube, and body flumes. That is. So the first thing I'm probably going to do over here is probably to do one here. Right? check over here, see what I can do here. I could maybe even do 2, right? Here, let me show you what I'm thinking. This is my purple page, right? You can see it's 6K, and this is a body flame, right? This is really hot. Is that a body flame here too? That's energy. Any more body flames here? Here. Energy. So that's the most expensive energy. Sorry, body flame. One that I built out. So here, let me show you. It's actually, right, you can see, it's pretty tall, right? That I built earlier in career mode for you folks as part of the reverse exchange. It's right, it's just tall, it's not that big, right? So you could, just put it like right here. And then maybe do a second one right next to it. Some people might not like the same purple bunch design or anything like that. I get that. Dude, let's check it out. I could definitely put one of those right here. And I could probably put maybe a purple bunch here, and then, a different design on the other side, right? Like this is the black one. Yeah, black one. Like this, or this. The carve or the plunge bowl. And right here, next to that, actually would keep some space on one, right? If I put this here, for example, that actually would make sense. So let's open that up. So you can see that it's not in the middle of anywhere right now for you folks. This is the spot that's unobstructed. But it's right there on the edge, right? It's not in anywhere. It's not in anybody's way, if that makes sense. Is that maybe? Hold on a second. Is that obstructed by? Hold on. Is that obstructed maybe by that slide instead? Let me just check it out real quick. See how it's happening. Let me see if I can adjust. So I figured out. Maybe just rise that instead. I forgot to ride this too for you. Sorry, I was so in that thing. So here goes, let's ride the Criticism Punch. Okay, see, it's not bad. Now, let's go back to building the flames. More flames, please. Yep. Also, I put this one over to relax it too. It's also this is the other one I built too. Not the biggest issue. Another one that I built here in the inner tube, so it's got more ratings though. Fine. That's nice. Actually, that's that takes up much space. So let's definitely look at that. Yeah, I could put this one down and probably the other one down too. The purple plunge. So let's start with purple plunge. Try to find space for two first rifle. Definitely. Now, let's see if my goal was to see if I can come up with a way to get this up. See if I can come up with a way to raise it. Because that might be the issue. It's on the water. So I'm trying to figure out a way to just raise it. And that's the thing too. That's what I was trying to figure out. I mean, over there on the side. You raise it in? Oh, that's the one that we turned upside down. That's the That's the let's try here. That works. Now let's see if that works. Just move it over. That'll be probably a little too tall. But I can probably drop it in size now. First. This will play a little too down. Let's shut it in. Let's see. Yeah, that plays. Good. You know, that's probably still a little too tall. That's way too tall. I mean, if you just look at that, that's very tall. Right? You can see that. That didn't place where I wanted to. Let me get a little closer. So let's go ahead and place it where I want it to. Sorry about that. Just try lowering it first. See how it works. Good enough. Just get it to the place I want to get it first. it's just not doing it like I was hoping it to. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and just drop it here for now. Here, a more central place. And get it into the right place first. That's it. See what I was saying. Turn around. See if that works out. Yay, we did it. I'm gonna see if I can drop it in size in here. It's not coming out at a bad place for you folks. Now let's just make sure I actually put it in the right place over here. No, I didn't even move it at all. Maybe up just a tiny little. But before I do that, I want to save it because I don't want to be playing around with that for like another couple half hours. I don't have much to talk to. Alright. That's the plunge. I need to move everything, not just that route. So this needs to be on the platform. That is great. So I'll probably want to move over a little bit more to the right. Or left, rather, whichever side that one is. Where'd the bottom go? I don't see it. I'll tell you. That's not zooming in like I was hoping it would. It's a tar. Well, here. Got it. Wow, that worked weird. It's weird to me that it's working when I move it, but not while I'm. You can definitely see that actually gives it plenty of space. Alright, so let me just check the bottom real quick and see if it's connected. I might just raise it. That spin around, bumping around. Yeah, it's not. It needs to be. Alright, so let's go ahead and just go right here. Super here fast. For you folks, let's just go ahead and give it some more space. Now we'll just give it a little more space here. Yeah, I should probably just check it just once more to make sure it's good to go. Hopefully this will work in this zoomed in section, so I just make sure it's actually on the crane and not near these people. I got plenty of space right there. Ideally, I'd put it right there because then I can put those shops in front of it. But that I'll just put in the best place that for the right now. Weird to me. It's not showing. Yeah, weird to me that it's just not showing that at all in that zoomed in section. Oh. Try it now. It's the really far. It's very far. It's a big ride. Yeah. Alright, so can I connect it? Let's see if I can actually connect these to that section. No, it's in a better place. Yeah, it's not in the central place, so now I can put some stuff here in the front. Let me see if that is connectable with some paths. So we'll just they're like beside the plunger. Try right here. Yeah, that's in a weird place because that's still clipping it out. That's just really not the best place. I'll fall back to that room. And that's sort of the thing there too. Alright, so let's just go over to here. If we're right. Maybe. Not sure that would be safe with the stairs. Right? Might be in that way. And that's sort of the thing too. So let me, can I move that? Yeah, so let's see, first of all, can I get the path to it? Like, that'll be the first thing. Then I'll try to move that, see how it works. That's not working. Actually, let me think about something. Yeah. Let me try. Alright. I'm sorry about that. Sorry, folks. I don't know like the load to save, but I'm thinking about just removing the Poseidon's plunge. I'll just leave it instead. Because I probably stretched it too much. Let me just see if instead of that I could just, move this over a little bit. See if that works. I'll keep it there for now in case I just want to go ahead and put that there, right? But that's for now. See if that works. Maybe I'll just get both of them over then. This would be food platform 11. Actually, one thing I might want to do instead is to, instead of pulling over here to the right, maybe just pull it up to the front. That might work. Let's try that. First, pull this way a little. Actually, that does work a little bit. Yeah, I think we'd have to get too far away from the wall, so we'll just try to run away instead in the front. That's working less. I could probably do it again. Let's just check it out here. Flipping. That's interesting. All right. More, a little word more. So I could put it there with less. Well, that's not over as far as I want to be, but that works. Can I get this connected over here? Let's just take a quick look and see. Put the pan. Maybe that just backwards section will work. Right. Check. Right there. Yeah, just I pulled the wrong way. Sorry about that. I did tilt that again. So here's the thing. If I had to bring the Q over there, why bother putting it over there to begin with, right? Maybe it's better. And I can't bring it over here, right? And that's sort of the thing I need to. So maybe, yeah, I'll just play around with this for a little bit tonight. See if I can get that to a better place. I've moved that one over, that sort of thing. So we'll get both of those out today. And also maybe I have some chance if that's fast. But also because I was hoping to also build like this flying F2. It's actually not that bad. It's just a tall thing, but it's actually not that space. that supplement. I was hoping to get that down here too. Let's just go ahead. And then you can also see I need some more food and some more shopping and some more drinks too, so we'll go build some of those too. Now, I was hoping to build those, right? So, hopefully, I'll still have that space to build it there. And that sort of thing. So we'll take a look at that later on today and get that stuff here. So, that's about time. It's about 10 seconds left. Alrighty. So I just want to, head on up there and so forth. And again, hopefully this will be a fast little fix. I'll figure it out. And then tell you how I did it. And that's a little thing I need to. And then we'll get that set up and go. Alright. And I hope you, right, and just let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you enjoyed that so very, very much too, right? So thank you so very, very much. And thanks again. I do more of these. I also do some stuff like that too. So you can check out all that good stuff for your folks. And then also you can, I do video game reviews, right? And that's what I do. So you can check out those things too. Alright. And there you go. I want to thank you. So very, very much for just taking some time out of your day, right? And even investing and watching my videos, because we all have so many things that are happening in our lives, right? And we're pulled in so many different directions too. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling. And I appreciate that so very, very much. So, thanks again. And have an amazing day.